Hello and welcome to the show where I am the only one racing. Well, certainly the only one on the grid. I think everyone else snuck up the pit lane. We're going to do a pit lane start. Sure, you know what? I'll join in. This is a new car, the GTA 5. This is the Imorgon. I don't know. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's a bit odd. It looks haunted, is perhaps the word to use for the face. It's slightly, massively terrifying, I think I'll go with here. It's just a big, heavy, I say heavy, I don't actually know, but it's big, chunky, bit of an odd-looking machine that we are not going to curb boost with, because apparently it's cheaty as hell, or not intentionally, you'll end up over the curbs at some point, but apparently it's absurdly fast. Or can be. Well, someone's already fallen over. Christ, we've gone very sideways. So, yeah, it's interesting, but apparently interesting vehicle. I'm not all that fussed. It's one of those cars that I'm just not particularly interested in the game as such, but we'll see how it races. Sometime, bloody hell, it is quick. It is very quick, and there's a lot of trouble going on, and I don't know where to go. We're going to try and avoid the manic trouble. We'll just go over this part. Oh, someone's exploded. That's bye-bye to Scotty. Oh, God, there's not much control in this bloody car either. Christ. Yeah, interesting is the word I'm going to use to describe it. I'm not sold totally on the car after this first lap. See, I really liked, what's the last car I drove? Oh, the Furia or something like that. I really like that. This is odd. But I suspect it'll be a very, very fast car in the sports categories, so I guess it'll get a lot of use, possibly. I don't know. I don't really keep up. we live in our own little bubble of GTA 5 races where we have fun with our own car, well, with certain cars and general one-make races, and this will probably never get used again. Oh, God, it's so twitchy, but brutal. Can it bump draft? It looks like the answer to that is... Holy crap, it can! Probably not a good idea to do that. The first lap of the race is the time we could do it. I did it vaguely safely on the back of Ninetales car. Oh, okay, this... I found a use for it. Our typical Brazen, the creator of this fantastic circuit, has disconnected. Also, bonus points to anyone who has figured out what this circuit is a replica of. Not easy to do with the rather limited number of props you can have in Forza. It does look like, yeah, bump drafting with this is a real possible thing, but you have to get it hooked up perfectly, and it's so dangerous. It's not the worst car, actually, for the light contact. Like on the rear corners, I think because it doesn't actually have all that much rear grip, it kind of pushes the back end out, kind of how you'd expect, rather than the horrible GTA collision twitchy crashes that we've got in the past. So that's something that it has got going for it. But the speed differential, the speed it picks up, I think Crow, bloody hell, I just saw Crow have a massive death. I think it was Crow anyway. Somebody had a horrendous death on a wall. They tried to use a little bit more of the racetrack than was really there, and they found out that's not a bit of the track you're supposed to be racing on with the insta-death. Yeah, you don't want the insta-death. I mean, there might actually become a point where you push a car across... Oh, no! Okay, let's not do that again. Ever. I need new underwear after that one. That was bloody terrifying. I thought I was going to have a very big accident. We very nearly did. I don't know how close I got to hitting that wall, but I'm going to guess the answer is very. If there's slight orange paint on it, I know where it came from. Oh dear. Oh no, GTA. Bad GTA. Christ. Oh no. The car is saved. Somehow it got away. It got out of being stuck down there. I can't do anything if the game's going to be laggy buggers. Cannot do anything if the game's going to be a little bit of a laggy buggers. Now, we have, as you can see, slipstream catch-up is on. There is always a chance. The leaders aren't as far away as they could be. We're still sick. So, never give up, etc. We might be able to catch back up if we can stay out of trouble. And we saw how big the toe is in this car, so it may be. It is the way to go. We just need to, yeah, we will probably catch leaders before the end of this race. Just by... just the immense catch-up effect, essentially, with this car. I'm impressed with its speed. I just don't like the way it gets its speed, I think. I've warmed to it a little bit more than I did on lap 1, mostly because the contact physics is not terrible. But still not the handling style for me, if you will. Blakey, oh no, I didn't get any of the draft from the cars ahead. That's annoying. I was hoping I could slingshot with them. I should have gone into line behind Blakey. We should have had Team Orange rides again. Team Orange slithers around turn 1 and has a panic attack. And cars ahead have had trouble. They'll get away with it, all being on the circuit. Oh god, we're going to be really, really wide through there. That's fine. Less fine, less fine, less fine. Bad. Many bads have occurred to cars around me. Somehow, most of the bads didn't affect my cars. I'm not quite sure how I've got away with that. Somehow me and Gliska are going side by side around corners. And we probably shouldn't be, but we're still going to be stuck side by side. I don't know when this manoeuvre is either... Oh, that's when the manoeuvre's going to end, is when we get dive bombed. Wasn't expecting there to be a car there. We got away with it. We all got out the other side in one piece. Let's get that draft. I mean, if you're too close to the car ahead, you're going to want to have the slipstream almost to the finish line. You're going to want to be further back because this thing is so quick in the slipstream. If you leave the final corner in first, I don't know if you're going to be able to win because unless you have a really, really big lead. It feels like it doesn't... Oh, God. Nope. Oh, that's the first real big slide I've had from a collision. First sort of semi-spin. We might still get away with it a little bit. Oh, well... yeah. Look at the... Bloody hell, that is dangerous. The speed... I mean, the slipstream and so on is one thing. The speed differential with this is just ridiculous. There is not another race I've seen in this game, certainly not between cars, identical cars. Sure, if you put a supercar against, I don't know, a Futo, sure, you'd get huge speed differentials, but this is identical cars going up against each other. It's immense. It's immense, but also terrifying because they're not the easiest thing to bloody drive. Yeah. If you are the car that is further back, you have got to be mega careful because people are not going to realise how fast you are approaching them with this thing. You're just never going to know that level of speed is going to be arriving behind you. Now we might be in an ideal position for this. We might get that mega drive to the finish line with Crow and Liam fighting. We might be able to sneak it, but we have to be in the draft. If we're too far back and we don't end up in the draft, we're in trouble. We might have actually got the draft too soon here, if anything. Here we go. We're to the inside. Liam is trying to get behind me. I'm trying to break the toe as best I can. Oh, well. I tried to break the toe, and I think Liam went the same way as I did in that one. Scotty's had a bad day. That's a stuck car. Ollie gets fastest lap down in 8th place. Those things are dangerous. I feel like that is about the only thing They are so unbelievably fast. But, with it, unbelievably dangerous. I mean, we've tested out the new cars. I think I'll stick with the old ones for now. So, after a rather ridiculous first race, I will be honest, something more civilised. It's rare you say that about the T20 because this is a very, very fast supercar. However, it is much more civilised than the Hyper Warp Speed car. I don't care what its name is, it shall be the Hyper Warp Speed machine. Yeah, these things will feel practically pedestrian when they get some slipstream. Well, hopefully, that's the idea at least. We might actually be able to enjoy the track rather than just clinging on for dear life. Uh-oh. Ugh. Well, too many cars into one place didn't go. I came off relatively lightly. Looks like Blakey other Team Orange car found a place to fall down. A tiny, tiny little gap on the outside. I'm going to end up in the back of a purple car if I'm not careful there. We will easily... I love like the little tap on the brakes you get, like the little confidence tap, because you're not really needing big stamps on the brakes. It's GTA 5, so you just get a lot of cars. I've never noticed it before. Maybe you haven't raced a field of T20s for a while. You just get like the little wave from the cars as everyone just has that tap on the brakes to get the vehicle slowed down. And now I've seen it, I am never going to unsee it. Oh, I've got distracted with my new favourite funny game. Oh no! Don't look at the wings. Now I've noticed it. I can't unsee it. Oh, that looks like maybe a disconnection. Yeah, that's either a player disconnection or a controller disconnection because I switched straight and pinged off the wall. Yep, Brazen's lagged out twice from his own circuit. That's not fun. Yeah, see, this is I mean, The closing speed is still quite great between cars with slipstream and cars without, but nothing compared to that first car. Much more reasonable. That's very wide through turn 1. There's a lot of cars escaping there. Thankfully, plenty of runoff. We can get back on the circuit. We don't murder Longbow in the process. Pink car, is it still alongside? I'm going to give it space, Christ. It was a little bit close. We got away with that, though. Up over the crest we go. I kind of like this section, but too wide there is iffy. You'll get away with it, because I mean, there is a lot of grip in GTA 5, but too wide is still a little bit iffy. Just the little confidence, the confidence taps going. I'll be a little bit bigger breakthrough there, because we've got huge slipstream going on. I say nothing has huge slipstream compared to that first cut. Nothing has huge slipstream compared to that. Around the outside of Ninetales, maybe, if we can get the exit here. Not quite. Ninetales actually gets a better drive. We'll fall back into line. I mean, there's no real point and we could it would be a half-assed chance. I'd rather take a proper line through there. We're actually going to get a better look at the inside here. Maybe for place. That is somebody having a big off through the final corner, not where you want to be going. Now begins the big battle for the slipstream. Ninetales with a better slingshot. I got nothing really from any of the cars ahead. Apparently the slipstream has deserted me. What is going on? Ninetales has gone from 8th to 1st and I got nothing. Absolutely nothing came my way as we overcook it to turn 1. Thanks, game. Always appreciated. We're still in the fight. It's not... We didn't really gain anything. We didn't lose a huge amount, but we definitely didn't gain much. We have got a mega run here, but this is where... Oh, too wide was scary there. 3 wide. Liam with the epic jump across the pack. Nicely done. I mean, has dropped Liam to the back of the group, but somehow recovered from flying. It's not very often you recover from flying across in front of the entire field of cars. That's a little ambitious. It almost pulled it off, but we'll give... I don't know, it's a hyper actually at the moment. We'll give some space through there. On the exit, can we get past... We're going to do exactly the same kind of as we did with Ninetales last time. It's a do we go for it around the outside? There's a little lift from the purple car again. Hyper realising... You can't fight every single time, especially not when you've got the slipstream or whatnot. Sometimes it is better just let a car go, get in the draft, follow it for a couple of corners and then fight back, unless it was the final lap and the run to the finish line. See, we got a huge... Oh, God, a huge toe down here. I don't think Ninetales realised we were alongside. So me and Hyper are going to exchange drafts for the first corner. We're stuck out wide, aren't we? A little bit. We've got a car on our inside. Yes, we do. I was going to say we were third and I couldn't see... Oh! I think that's 2 for 2. Crow's been alongside us and hit a different bit of scenery. Have we learned that perhaps off-track dangerous? Oh, there's the 3 wide. It can be done. I didn't want to do it, but it can be done. Scotty has also found an off-track death area. You've got to be careful with going for the slightly off-track passes. I know that it's GTA 5 and there's technically less off-track and whatnot, but that's 2 cars in a lap we've seen have massive... I mean, Chris got away with wearing a car briefly in that one. Not really cost all that much time. We will slingshot past towards the chicane. I like the T20. It's just a nice, easy-to-drive supercar. It's not quite as twitchy as the likes of the Wagner and the Emirates. It's not as fast as the Krieger. It's just good to drive. It's relatively easy to drive, relatively fast, and doesn't have too much terrible collision physics. All in all, just a good, solid supercar. Does sometimes struggle to get slipstream, apparently. For me, we have got it now, at least. Okay, we've got a few more laps to go. That's fine. We're going to have a big... Oh, okay, I might have got a little bit too wide through turn 1. I apologise to, I think, Longbow. Gliska was fine, but it was the knock-on effect of me ending up into Gliska. Oh, grey cars have got connected. That'll promote me up to the lead. We're going to have to be careful. I think there's a car on the inside. We'll give space through there. There was. Scotty gets... I mean, considering Scotty was spinning... Probably did a 360 across the inside bit down here. Could have gone worse. Could have gone worse for that car. Chris is behind. Maybe going to have a look. We are actually going to be a tight line through here. Going to carry no speed. I'll not run that converging line and end up in the rear of Scotty's car. Blakey, having got stuck in a little gap at the start of the race, is up to 4th. There we go. There can be, slipstream catch up. You can recover if you had a really, really poor first lap. Fall back into line through here is a good idea. We'll try and get some draft from somebody. There we go. Thankfully we will... Oh, we won't ever end up out in the draft owing to the leader having catch-up at this point, so we can't really make a proper... You can't have two cars make a breakaway, really. Oh, did not know there was a car there. No. I probably should have looked. Last time I looked behind, Blakey was the car, and I didn't think there was going to be a car close enough. That is 100% my bad. I just, yeah, thought I was safe to go for it. And I wasn't. Well, we're going to have a lot of work to do. We have got 2 laps. We have got 2 laps, and I mean, there's something wrong is going to happen for the lead now. Well, there we go. There's something wrong has happened for the lead group. You know, it's going to be chaos at some point. There's a little lift around that section. Yeah, we're already basically back. Oh, thankfully, whoa, that's a big off as well for somebody else. That's just understeer related off through there. It's trying to be brave, trying to, I don't know, hold it flat or closer to flat out through there, and just leads to car wandering wide. And that causes trouble. Longbow's about to get swamped down here as me and Ninetails will go either side. I'll go around the outside, but it makes you really slow on the exit. I think I compromised Ninetails enough that Ninetails was slow as well. Everybody is a little bit slow through here as Scotty and Gliska go back to fighting for the lead. Now, we're going to get passed by everybody. That's fine, as long as we get some draft from them. So Ninetails will go through. We'll let Hyper go as well, and then we've got to try and get in the draft. Not quite. Ewan's in a good place. Scotty is going to give us the slipstream. We'll go through the middle of them. I can't get stopped. Just too much. Oh, just too much. There's another one down. That's Scotty with a massive flip. Bloody hell, that bit of track is dangerous. This is the final lap now. Maybe I shouldn't have been as brave trying to go for that through the middle. I don't know. It's... I mean, where do you want to be in this group on the run to the finish line? If you're first out of the corner, it's unlikely to work unless you have a massive lead. Oh, and now it's starting to rain. Great. That can only make things go well. That's another car probably down and out. It depends if it flips over. If it just bobbles the tubes, it might be okay. We will have to wait and see. Oh, Liam got turned and then straightened up. But yeah, Crow didn't lose too much time. I think it was Crow bobbling the tubes on the outside, so that's fine. Are we going to have a car going up the inside? I really hope not. We kind of want to just be smooth through here. I want to get in the draft. Ninetails is trying to find the right point. If you go too soon with the run, you will not win. You go too late, you won't have... If you go too soon with the run, you'll stall out and everyone will come past you. You go too late. Oh, Ewan might actually get it because we've all fallen over one another. Oh, who is going to get it? I think Ewan got it, yeah. Ewan got it. Gliska got sideways or turned and squeezed, and no one had anywhere to go. And we all got blocked up. Typical, as I said, car at the front was going to be in trouble. It was the car at the front that got the win because there was trouble as well. Although I will have to wait and see the final finishing positions because sometimes they are wrong. Nope, Ewan got it. Ewan got it by not very much. Not very much separated the top 3 in that one. Unfortunate, yeah. I mean, I was quite well positioned, but we were stuck on the outside and nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. It's a really, really fun circuit. Thank you very much, Brazen, for building this this wonderful track. For those, well done if you managed to guess it, but the circuit is Zandvoort, or a version of GTA 5 version of Zandvoort with whatever 200 props you could use. It's a very fun circuit. T20s are nice to drive, as you'd expect. Good to race around there. That new car is ridiculous. That's just insane. However, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, a goodbye.